Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. We got a bonus challenge for Mercy Chara's Winter Inspiration series where if you watched Scrapping Amy's, who's One Mommy Scrapping on YouTube, that you got to see her extra page she did live for us, and we were told if we scrap lifted it and Amy had an extra challenge, if it was family related, it could be an extra challenge. So I was really excited about that, so I decided I would play along. She made a really good page for us to scrap lift. I really like the things that she did. She had 2 photos, which was great for me because I love scrap lifting multi-photo pages specifically. And I had these 2 adorable pictures from when we took Bennett to Atlanta's Botanical Garden. This was for my mom's birthday weekend. So I thought that was great. And this collection goes so perfect with these photos. Like, it was almost as if we took these photos for this collection. It was crazy. So right away I knew I wanted this floral background. I think it just goes with these photos just perfectly, all of the colors, everything. And what I thought was really cool when Amy did her page was that she used different papers to do the mat around her photos, and I thought that was really cool. So I decided to mat both photos together on this maroon color, but then I'm taking 2 separate photos and I'm going to try and mimic what she did with all the different pattern papers and just do it with these 2. So it takes me a minute to try and get all the spacing right and everything, but I thought that was such a cool way to mat a photo. So it's going to look almost like a quilt patchwork mat by the end. I'm just trying to figure out spacing wise where I need to cut because I need to use these 2 sheets to create these 4 corners, and I just want to make sure I'm going to cut them correctly. But I thought that was really cool, and I thought doing the tone on tone, these different greens to create this bigger mat, I think it looks really good with the page and with the photos. So that's what I'm trying to work with. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not gonna mess up my last scrap of these bits because I'm trying really hard just to get through the supplies I pulled out specifically for this How to Kill a Kit with Style. I do have more of these papers since I only used half of the paper pad for this month, but I'm trying really hard not to reach for those because the whole point of me pulling half of those paper pads out is I don't use all of the same sheets all at once and not have them for the later pages. So I really didn't want to have to go back to get more of this green if I messed up cutting this this mat, but it works out really well. So I'm just going to get all this piece together, but you can see how it's going to look. I didn't want each quadrant to be the same size, so you can see the bottom 2 pieces are a little bit bigger than the top 2 pieces, and I think that looks really cool. Amy on hers, all 4 quadrants were different pattern papers, and she kind of offset them so that gave a whole separate cool different look. I really wanted to line my papers up for this specific page just because I feel like all of these colors are really they can blend together, and there's a lot going on because I'm using the 6x8, so the patterns are already smaller. I thought if I offset them with what I was working with, it would look a little bit too busy. So I think keeping the clean edges and keeping them lined up helped in my case to make sure that you could see everything and it wasn't going to get too busy. But yeah, now I'm just going to trim up the top pieces of this quadrant to get those pieces down. And I think that frame will be done, and then I just need to figure out how to do the rest of the page. Behind this big patchwork mat that she did, she's got a vertical column going down the page, so I figured I would use the gutted part from the maroon paper that I matted the photos in and use that in 2 different chunks to look like a big column, and I really like that. That pulls more maroon in, so you can see that's what I'm going to do here. I think that really helps tie in the maroon mat as well. I'm wearing a maroon shirt in this photo, and there's maroon little bits here and there in the green florals, so I really like pulling that color out a little bit. I think these colors look so nice together. I mean, obviously they're the same collection, right? But I think everything with this page just looks like it was meant to go together with these photos. So I thought that was perfect. But Amy wanted us to scrapbook something that was a family related thing. So I thought all of us going to the Atlanta Botanical Garden for my mom's birthday was perfect. And then Moira had said to scrap lift the actual layout that Amy said made. So I thought this just was so fun. And I just love what came from it. So this is the second page I've made with my How to Kill a Kit with Style. It turned out so it turned out so different from the first one I made. So that's already really exciting for me that I'm getting this much versatility in a page or in this collection. And I used totally different color scheme and stuff too. So that was fun. So now I'm switching gears. I'm trying to look at my ephemera bits. I pretty much have all the layering that Amy did. Now I want to map out where my ephemera clusters are going to be. She had a very nice visual triangle on her page. So you will see I'm going to take all the plants in this collection and kind of map out where I want these visual clusters to be. So that's generally where they were on Amy's page. So I'm going to think about what I can layer in these areas to create a cluster. I get stuck here, so I just switch gears and decide I'm going to jump on the title first. So I'm going to put my title up where Amy had hers. I'm just calling this Earth Goddess because that is the name of this specific attraction within the Atlanta Botanical Garden. They have this amazing water feature fountain that has this woman coming out of the ground that's completely made with plants and botanicals. It's amazing the type of sculptures they can create just with plants. So this specific part of the map of the Atlanta Botanical Garden is called Earth Goddess, so I figured that's just what I would label it since that's what we're standing in front of. So I thought that was really cool. Finally got those stickers used up. I mean, it's only the second page, but I didn't use those stickers at all on the first page, so I definitely wanted to get them used up on this one. So got the stickers from Willow on the page, and now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my clusters. So I'm popping the plants up on some foam. I wanted a little bit of dimension, especially because the thickers already have some foam dimension. I didn't want everything else to be flat. So I'm popping 2 of these plants up on some foam, and then you will see I am swapping out one of the plants for one of the cut apart plants. That way I have one of the die cut plants to go on a future page, but I also created something kind of different in one of these other pieces. So Amy kind of has something similar on her page, so I thought it was cool to pull in the cut apart to create that visual triangle on that side instead of just using a third die cut. So I like that, so I ended up swapping out that plant that's on the die cut for another plant so that all plants still are different. And then I can't remember what I go from here. I'm popping the little banner that's maroon. It says enjoy this moment. I'm going to pop that up on some foam as well. So there's something on foam and on dimension, like it has dimension in each cluster as well. Sorry, my windows are open. Again, I can't help it. It feels so good outside, but it is Saturday as I'm filming and all the neighbors are very busy. So I'm so sorry if you can hear all the background noise. Someone is being very busy outside. But yeah, so I'm going to create my little cluster. I have these cut apart pieces of this stripe paper that comes in the collection. I love this paper. I don't know how I'm going to actually use it though, but I figured it would be a nice touch to have these little cut apart bits of this pattern peeking out from different sections just to give your eye a break, because it's all very like green and maroon right now. And these little cut apart bits of this multicolored pink and foil stripe gives you a little break and a little freshness, and kind of just, I think it's the perfect little touch just to brighten it up a little bit. So I'm using the larger cut apart, just peeking out the side of the left side of these photos, and then I'm going to have the little tiny bit peeking out of the cut apart on the right side just so that pattern is balanced. But I like that little unexpected touch of these lighter pinks and a little bit of white and then this copper foil that kind of comes through. So you'll see me pull that in as well. So I'm getting that down, and then I can't remember where I go from here. I definitely want to get another one of these really cute coppery charms on here. I can't remember what the other one was I pulled out, but the one I end up using says joy, and I just wanted another little pop of that cute little metallic, especially because I did pull in this stripe with that foil. So I'm thinking that's going to go over there in the larger cluster with the cut apart bit. And now I'm just trying to beef out these little embellishment clusters a little bit. I did want a couple more hits of that light green paper that I matted the photo in. So I have a little scrap left that I'm just trying to use strategically to get in a couple more spots. So I did just take a scalloped circle punch, and I'm going to layer that behind the plant die cut in the top corner, and then I have just enough left to create a little border punched border detail, and that's going to go underneath the cut apart. I just wanted to bring that lighter green into a couple more places too, because I think that's so pretty, and I wanted it represented it a little bit more than just on those 2 corners that are on the photo mat. So I'm getting those in, and I love doing that because it's using scraps in an embellishment type of way. So I think those little punch details added a lot to my little clusters. And now I'm going through, did I pull anything else in? I think I'm done with my ephemera bits. I do want to get this coin down, so I'm just going to do what I did on the other page. I'm removing the little ring that comes on it, and I'm just going to stitch this little coin charm down to the page directly with a little bit of thread. This looks so cute because it has a little bit of movement, but it's secure to the page and it just wiggles a little bit. And I just think it's really cute having it stitched down like that. I mentioned on the first page I used one of these little charms that I could have just glued it down like a piece of flair or something. But the fact that it's stitched down, it just adds such a cool little touch. And I am just in love with these little charms. I know I said that a lot on the last page I used them on, but I just think they are so cool. So you can see I'm just doing the same thing I did on my last page. I'm stitching that through the page, tying a couple knots, and I'm going to washi tape the loose thread to the back of the page just so that's secure. And then I just need to do finishing touches pretty much. Amy has a lot of really cute little scattered bits and pieces with, Nouveau drops and all of that stuff. I decided I'd pull in some enamel dots again. I also wanted to pull in my hashtag sticker books again because I really like how it looked having those little word stickers in a bunch of different places on the first page. So you'll see me pull that in too. But for right now, I'm just using my freckled fawn enamel dots. I'm pulling in 2 tones of pink, as well as I used the little stars that came on the thicker sheet. I wanted to make sure to pull the color and the texture of that title down into some other parts of the page. So I have 1 star in the bottom 2 clusters since that thicker is represented in the top cluster already. So I really like how those look, and now I'm just trying to figure out where I want my little enamel dot clusters. So I decided to put a little cluster next to both of those stars, one up on next to the top plant, but I also did have a little cluster next to that little coin too, just so it had a little bit of company. And then I decided with my hashtag sticker book I'd go for 2-tone pink as well, just to replicate the look from those enamel dots. So I'm using a darker pink and a lighter pink, and I'm going to have 3 separate clusters of 2 of those stickers as well. So I think that looks really cute. The one on the bottom left cluster just says "What a lovely day," and then the other one says "All good things." The one next to that cute little coin says "Better together" and "Happy thoughts." And then the 2 I ended up adding in the top cluster says "Hello" and "Sun-kissed." So I thought all of those were appropriate, and I'm really enjoying. I really honestly, guys, I didn't think I would really pull in my hashtag sticker books with this collection. Just because I had so much to work with, but I have loved how they looked. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will link everything in the description if you guys want to play along with this group, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.